to the Narrowboat that James built. Hope you're well. Thanks for joining me. Well, it's Friday afternoon and the M25 is like a car park. The Dartford crossing is closed because the weather's horrific. Not that I'm anywhere near there anyway, but I'm going to go on a bit of a detour.
14 to 15 Northampton, still get big queues back to 11. There's a lane closed still. The update on this is they're going to close it tonight for resurfacing. And the M40 northbound, clockwise we've got 14 miles of queues. Anti-clockwise they've just reopened the other tunnel, but we've got queues for about 9 miles from Junction 4 for Orpington. Also on the M25, you've got a clockwise queue from Leatherhead at 9, solid to 17, and then patchy to 21 for the M1. Anti-clockwise is pretty solid from 22 all the way to 11 at Chertsey. M3 southbound is closed 8 to 9 down to Winchester North.
Just gone 5:30. I've parked up here, possibly where I shouldn't, but I've got an emergency bakery run to make. Oh shit, seatbelt stuck in the door. But one of my diversions is over here. I need bread for the weekend for the boat. And this is the best bakery there is. And there's a particular bread that I'm after. Lovely. Oh, here it is.
Hello.
Hiya.
How are you?
Yeah, good. How you doing?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Would you like this slice?
Yes, please.
Just let me take the bag.
Lovely.
Amazing.
Thank you. Excellent. Got my holler and my parking ticket. Result. 25 is horrific. So now trying to avoid the M25 like the plague. And there's a little shortcut here which will take me to M25 M1. There we go. This will take me there, and then I've got to go up the M1 a little bit, and then I've got to cut off the M1 just south of Milton Keynes and then get back on it just north of Northampton. Well, I'm near the Tring summit on the Grand Union Canal, which is the highest point of the canal around here. But in relation to the M1, I am just north of Hemel Hempstead, so I'm hoping to get on the M1 around 11A and then get off again at 13 and then back on for around 16 or something. So that's the plan. Friday afternoon, joy. Well, I'm back at the boatyard. Left home 5 hours ago. It's nearly 10 o'clock now. And relax. I'm giving myself quite a hearty breakfast this morning because I've got quite a lot to crack on with today, but one of the first things I want to do is investigate some moisture underneath the subfloor, shall we say. I showed the members last week. I put my hand in the shower and there was water at the bottom there. And obviously that's higher up than the galley, so I've made a hole in the galley floor. So I need to investigate, and obviously it's hammering down with rain this weekend. It's not at the moment, so my plan is to empty it, and then when it starts to rain, to basically sit there and watch it. Sounds fun. Okay, so this is a hole in the floor of my kitchen. The reason this hole exists is because, as you can see in there, there is water in the bottom of the bilge. Now, that is considerably less water than there was in there when I cut this hole out of panic and worry. I've bilged it out, there's some in there, I'm monitoring it. I'm hoping it's a mixture of rainfall and condensation. It's obviously been raining bucket loads recently. I'm hoping it's not canal water. That's the main. I can do something about rain, and I can do something about, well, I can't do anything about rain, but I can do something about locating a hole or patching bits up around windows and hatches and things like that. But if this is a hole around the side of the boat or in the hull somewhere, then that is a different story altogether. So I'm kind of observing it. I'm going to empty it out completely. I'm going to get some nappies and really kind of soak this bit through, and then I'm going to basically just stare at it when it starts to rain again, which given the fact that it's May in the United Kingdom, I'll probably only have to wait about 5 minutes. Well, it's good that the lights under the gun will show up in daytime hours. That is good. I definitely need to increase the voltage on that side, so I'm going to do what Saki Bugger says and just basically make it into a ring main. I think that should be that should suffice. But it's definitely about voltage drop, which is why the colours on that side are not working properly, because all the connectors are in. So some people suggested that the different colour on that side was down to maybe the connectors not being in, but they're all in, so it's definitely voltage drop. So I'm going to crack on with putting the other connectors at the end. I've got some paint for the lower walls here, and it's going to be, I can't remember what colour it is, it's like something pebble or something like that. It's like a off-white, grey, or I don't know, something like that, basically like a pebble. But I think that might work quite well, but I've got to tart up these walls a bit more. But the postman's bin, so I've got a couple of bits here. What does that say? Keep calm and carry on up the canal. Well, that's good, except I'm going down. Well, not down, but southerly, in a southerly direction, should we say. I like that one. That's also the same thing on that pot. Home is where you moor it. Yeah, I like that. Thank you very much. Carol, I assume. Thank you, my love. It's a book. John Cooper's Hertfordshire's Historic Inland Waterway, Batchworth to Berkhamsted. Oh wow, that is my spot. Doesn't say who sent it. That is such a good book. Wow, that is going to be really interesting. Wow, that is amazing. Thank you so much whoever sent that. It's going to be really interesting. I love that. Right, it is time to, oh, well, it's starting to rain now, so I can check out and see what's going on with that bilge. So to power up these port side undergunnel lights, this is the fridge compartment. So there's positive and negative cables coming down there and into the galley cupboard, and then I'm going to put up there a piece of conduit, feed the cables up there, and then up the other side of the work surface. And then they're going to come up there and then straight into the conduit tray. So the cables now feed into that conduit channel, and they come out there. Now I'm going to put the connectors on and fix it up to that. I want to give myself quite a bit of flex on the end of this. So just take that off and expose the two cables underneath. Just check they're all intact. Yep, they're okay. Well, the latest on Watergate is it's dry in here at the minute, but it's not sitting in water, and it hasn't been raining today, so it is safe to say that the water that was in here was rainwater, which is good news in some way. I've heard, and I know from experience, that it doesn't take much of a hole in the superstructure for a vast amount of water to accumulate over a couple of months. And I think that's what's happened. There's obviously a couple of holes somewhere in the frame of the boat, well above the waterline, where rainwater is coming in and it is trickling down and gathering in there. So I'm going to seal up as much of the hatches and windows as I can, but other than just chancing across by finding the hole, I think that's going to be my best bet. But at least it's not filling with water. I've run out of those little adapters, so I've had to disconnect it at the bow, and I'm going to see if this works. So obviously this is just no longer a ring main, it's just two separate channels. So those lights here should turn on now. Yeah, and that's more vibrant as well. Okay, so that looks like a solution, and if I can get one of those extra adapters, maybe Paul's got one, good old Narrowboat hands, so if I can get another one of those, then I could run it as a ring main. Not really sure what the benefit is, but Good. Right, now I just need to get that conduit tray. I need to get the aluminium profiles on under here, and that's not going to be very easy because of its. I'm not going to be able to get anything into there. Well, I don't think I've got one of those kind of angled screwdrivery things. Might have to glue it. One thing I can do now is to put in the steel braces which go across here to hide these seams. These are kind of decorative really, but they're also hopefully going to bring these in line and kind of just bring these ceiling panels kind of together. That's the plan. This is 0.9 galvanized steel. So I wanted stainless, but me and my metal man agreed that maybe galvanized steel is going to be better to go because we need to cut these quite well. These are 50mm wide, and if this was stainless steel, the machine which cuts it all basically would have twisted this. So and it was 1.5mm thick, whereas this is 0.9. So I think this is going to kind of take to it a bit better. It's a bit oversized, so I'm going to trim it down a bit, but the idea is that basically it's going to screw into the central batten here, this batten here and this one here, and there's an extra batten this side here and this one. That's going to bring those two in line. That's going to be the plan anyway. Then I can finish it off. He said if you just sand this down, you'll get a nice brushed look, the same as the stainless steel there. So that's going to be my plan. So jigsaw to cut that down. Cut this down to what I think is the right size. Oh, good. Okay. I'm hoping this is going to work. We'll find out, but I need to smarten up that facing edge now. Well, I've sanded this galvanized steel down just using a bit of 120 grit, kind of in a straight direction, so it's kind of got, and it's brought out this nice texture to it. I'm not going to polish it from here. I quite like it with that. It's got a bit of, it reflects the light in different ways, but it's kind of made it look quite nice compared to the way the galvanized steel came. It's obviously taken off all the markings, but it's just giving it a nice kind of different shine. So yeah, that's worked quite well. Right, so the idea is that slots in there. And it covers up the seam, the screw holes, and brings the two planks together. So Let's see. Screwdriver. Let's start with one out. Okay, that's good. Okay, so I mean, I knew I was going to have to put extra ones in there to kind of bring it all together. But what I'm starting to think is I'm going to have to put quite a lot in to bring it all together, which is okay. It just means I'm going to have to do it in a way to make a feature out of it. You see there, if I was to put a screw hole in there and on that side, unless I just do one in the middle, I'll give that a go. Although there's nothing to fix it onto, so I can't do that. That's why I was thinking of doing one on each batten, or on each board. So fix them in on the actual battens in the ceiling, and then fix it into each board into the this. Let's see. Yeah, that's worked. Obviously I'm going to have to do it on that side to make it all the same. So I think once I've pinned it with the screws on that side there and on that side there, that's actually going to look alright. If I'm honest, it's a little bit busier than I would have liked, but I think once I get the different headed screws in there, it'll probably look all right. But certainly it looks much better having it kind of all in one line as opposed to kind of bits hanging down and stuff. So it does look an awful lot better. So that's nice to know. Right, now next one is this one here, going from the front of the fireplace to that side. And from here actually you can't see it being a bit too busy with all those screws. All you can really see is the fact that the ceiling's all in line, unlike this one and all the others. And from a kind of sitting position like that, looks pretty good. I'm walking back to the boat after having dinner at John's. He's a he used to be, amongst many other things he's done in his life, he used to be a chef in an Italian restaurant, so he can knock up a mean pasta dish. So that was rather nice. Old school, going out for dinner. Back to the boat, and I'm going to see if I can put another one of those panels up in the ceiling. I've had a few glasses of wine, so this will be interesting. Well, thanks for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing if these undergunnel lights look any better. Oh, I can't talk. See you later on. Bye bye.